what time it is. Marvin Devine, Huber, Axel, and you know how we do. Yeah, I got the juice. Big game cool, make them look like cool. Always play it cool, that's the biggest rule. Forget what they doing, keep on doing that. I've been making loot since like 22. Ask me how I made it right here in the booth. I'm always pursued cause of what I pursue. That's greatness, yeah, I gotta make it, I got things to lose. Boy, wanna get in my crew, but you can't get in my crew. Me, XL, and Huber way too fireable. When this joint drop, better call the troops. And when you hear the drop, better raise the roof. Better raise the roof. You already know what happens when we link up. Let's go. Yeah.
All these brothers, my guys, know that they fly, know that they ride or die. I keep boys by my side, CJ Ike, now I gotta roll with ice. Cold, these brothers, my guys, know that they fly, know that they ride or die. I keep boys by my side, CJ Ike, now I gotta roll with ice. Ride or die, 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 ride or die. Cold, these brothers, my guys, know that they fly, know that they ride or die. I keep boys by my side, CJ Ike, now I gotta ride or die.
Y'all ready for this? Yeah.
This is the Lisa Baxter Show, giving you the 411 and the kidney one. My girl, and say, this is.
I am so happy about writing this book. I'm hoping that it will help people and bless people in so many ways. This journey is so hard with dialysis. You know, you go to the walks, you wear the bracelets, you try to talk, you try to share, you try to do. But well, you know what? Well, let me see. I see a nice crowd over there. And I think I'll make my rounds, and then I'll show the book. I'll not only sell it, but I'll donate it, and I'll put it out there and all kind of stuff. And I'm just happy and overwhelmed with this book. Well, hello there. Hi, how are you? Yeah, well, I wrote a book about dialysis and stuff. You don't know about dialysis? No, but it was a good thing to know. You don't want to know nothing about dialysis? Well, okay, what about you? All right, you've been on dialysis a while. This can be helpful. Well, you don't need any help? Okay, well, what about you? Okay, all right. What about you, though? Come on now. I know you would be interested. This is a gift. You know what I mean? This is a gift. This is something that can help you through. Oh, you've been on dialysis that long? Oh, you know more than me? Well, listen, this is just my experience, not just my experience, a couple of other people experience too. I'm just trying to do something good. I'm not trying to get rich, anything like that. I want to be a blessing and raise awareness. Kidney awareness is very important. It needs to be said and it needs to be done. I don't know why y'all not getting with me. I just knew y'all would be on the bandwagon. I knew y'all would jump in. You know what? I'm gonna say something to Lila. I mean Delilah, Delanette. I mean Lisa Baxter. You know why, right? Because this is the Lisa Baxter Show, giving you the 411 in the kidney world. Hello, happy Sunday. How is everybody over that way? Ooh, I hope wonderful and fine. Oh, I found my glasses and I can see you too. Listen, y'all, listen. One before I introduce my guest, this is one of the things that you can wear for your glasses. You got some people that lose their glasses or have more than one pair and always losing a pair. So this is helpful for that. And it's also helpful for the mask. So if you're still wearing your mask, which I'm still in, you can put it on. And then when you take it off and on, or it's an aggravation to your ears, you can have it around here on your chest. All right. And they also have bands that can go on the back. I showed that last time on the show before, and it keeps the you from having the mask around your ears. It'll be like shown like on the back of your head. It's over there in my pocketbook, but I did show it on the show before. So I just wanted to say that to you guys. I had to do a health fair this week and a resource fair at a public school for the district. And I was so happy to be there. Even though I was burning up in the sun and hot, I had my sunscreen on and all. They gave me this. I thought, isn't that cute? I was so glad. They was giving them away to all the families and the people that came. They had food. They had, and I had such a whole thing of resources, all kind of stuff about the job, about kidneys, about you name it, it was there. You needed a job, an apartment, a GED, an ESL, whatever you needed, it was at that table. But I wanted to talk about health, so everything was there concerning health, obesity, diabetes, and all kinds of things that affect young and old. So, we're not exempt from anything, but we can do better. And that's including your girl right here, too. So let me see. That should be it. Well, I would like to say, may the Lord fill your day. May the Lord fill you with confidence today, and you with value, and you with blessed, because you are blessed and you are valued by Him and by us. How about that? I know you'd like that. Okay. Let's go. All right. I want to introduce my guest. That's right. Let me tell you something about Tay. That's his nickname, or short for his part of his name, but his name is ARTavius. Don't you dig that? ARTavius Veasey. He's an author. He's an editor. He's a chief. All right. He's a creative director. All right. He's the CEO. He's a designer. He has a degree. He got he was on dialysis as a teenager, and his father gave him a kidney. But I do not dare tell his whole story. He did hemodialysis. He did won some medals at the transplant games. This guy is just a golden fella, a golden young fella that didn't give up. So I'm going to welcome him to the Lisa Baxter Show. Yes, I am. Come on, Tay Tay. Woo!
Hey, here I go, baby. That music gets me hype every time.
Oh man, we jamming together, huh, Tay? We jamming together.
Yes.
I ain't mad at you. Come on here.
Yes, I'm
You ain't
here.
never lied.
Oh my God, Lisa. Oh, honey, I've been waiting so long to be in your presence. It feels so good. Thank you for having me.
You make me cry on this show. You gonna get it. Oh man, I'm so glad you said yes. I thought I would never get you. You're such a beautiful, talented young man, and they just gotta hear your story. If they haven't heard it, they're gonna hear it. And if they heard it again, they'll hear it again. And some better things even happened since they heard it. How about that?
Hello.
Mhm. Come on here,
Yes.
come on here. Let me see where I'm gonna go with you first, because
All
you do
right.
so much. We're gonna start with employment. What you was doing or what you used to do.
Okay, so for right now, I'm a media designer over at a company in West Memphis. I stay in Memphis right now. But I work as a no as a pre-press designer. I'm sorry. So what I do is I help design bags that like charcoal bags or plastic bags and stuff like that. So I design the bags and they go through the warehouse and they be shipped. So that's my 9 to 5. But the second job, or when I'm working on my own projects, I do a plethora of things. As you know, I'm an entrepreneur. So what falls into the entrepreneur realm is I have an art campaign, which I call the I Am Art campaign. It's basically for artists to help believe in themselves and to, be empowered to be an artist. Because as we know, as artists, we don't get the love I believe we deserve. And through the I'm Art campaign, I created my first magazine called Artist Feature Magazine. I'm super excited and proud about that. And so other than that, I'm an author. As you know, just like you, I'm an author. My book, Becoming a Living Testimony, which you can find it almost everywhere, especially on my website, ARTaviusVeasey.com. You can also find it at Walmart, Target, Barnes& and Noble, Amazon, of course, and just almost anywhere. And a lot of bookstores, as far as here, it's a bookstore called Demore Books and Things here in Memphis. So we have that here as well. What else do I do? I'm a what else? So many things. Like
I
so
know
many
your list is
things.
at least this long. I
Yeah.
ain't mad at you. I didn't know if I could read it all or was it too long.
Right. And
You
the
know, but
podcast. I forgot about the podcast as well. So it's a lot. It's a lot.
yes, yes. Well, it's good that you're young and you're vibrant and you're doing these things. You know what I mean? Because it's not always easy. I know you jog, right?
Yes, I
And
love
you run and what have you, and you walk and you work out in your house. You got your own little gym set up in
Yes.
there.
Yes, ma'am. It was speaking of like working out, and I saw you mention that I have medals from the Transplant Games of America, which I actually have right here. I have actually a bronze, silver, and a bronze, silver, and gold medals from the Transplant Games of America, and it was an amazing experience. For those who don't know what the Transplant Games of America is, it's basically like the Olympics for us transplanted patients, and it is a life changing experience. Now, y'all know I'm crazy. I can be comical and stuff, but when they gave me a gold medal, now you know us black folks ain't gonna act right. So I was when I came back from the games, I actually won the gold and silver in 2018. And I was walking through the airport with them on. This is proud. Yes, gold medalist. Hello.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. Now, what did you win them for? What race were you in, or what did you do to get these medals?
So for the gold medal, I got a gold in long jump. So I jumped 15 and a half feet. And for the silver medal, the silver and the bronze, I won in track and field. So
That's nice. I've been
yeah.
trying to get there, and this time I signed up twice. And one time I don't know what happened. I think I got the transplant or got something I had that I couldn't go. And then the
Okay.
second time, the pandemic, I was ready that time. I'm like, what?
Yes, we all was ready because it's like I went to the 2016 and the 2018. And of course the one supposed to be in 2020 got canceled because of COVID and they pushed it to this year. But this year is only like virtual. So I didn't do it this year. But next year in 2022, they're gonna have it in San Diego and I will be there.
All right. I ain't mad at you. They skipped right through Jersey, and Jersey is so close to New York where I'm
I
at. But
know.
I'm gonna make it there no matter what. How we gonna do it? We just gonna do it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Now, you also a college man. What did you study and take in college? How long did that take?
Yes, so I'm an art fanatic. So I love art. It's the first three letters of my name, if you haven't guessed it. In school, I was big on graphic design. So I got my bachelor's, I got my associates and bachelor's in graphic design, and then I went to graduate school and got my master's in media design. So basically, media design is like a higher level of graphic design. So that's what I did. Then I graduated in 2018 with my master's. So it was nice.
Impressive.
Yeah.
Impressive, young man. Impressive. Wow. I mean, I love college and I love school and everything like that. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
And wow, I'm just proud of you.
Thank
Now, let me
you.
see. Now, I'm missing something, but not really. I'm just too excited. When I get excited, I jump around. I jump around all over the paper and everything. Not that it means so much, but what I wanted to, we're gonna now tell us about your kidney journey. Let's take a
Okay.
ride in the cruise today.
Okay. So we got enough time. Well,
Oh yes.
it wasn't too long ago. Now I'm 31 now. I went on dialysis when I was 13, a month before I turned 14. And my kidney disease was hereditary from my mother. So my mother also had kidney disease, but she's also a kidney transplant patient as well. I think this year will be her 22nd anniversary post kidney transplant, and for me, this year will be 16. So yes, it started when I was 13, right before I turned 14, and I went through the whole process of hemodialysis. And for me, it was a struggle because I was in the process of leaving middle school, going into high school. So that 13, 14 is right when you're about to go into high school. And it was traumatic for me. And the reason I say that is because children can be very cruel. To
Well,
say
yes,
the
they
least.
can. Hmm.
That's if they don't know anything about the medical field. And for me, to go back even further, I was a premature child. So I was birthed at 24 weeks. And so yeah, I had to stay in the hospital quite a bit. And most of my early childhood, I was in and out the hospital like it was my second home. So I'm used to how the hospital worked and how all of this medical stuff works now. But trying to explain that to teenagers or ninth graders, one so well. So I just had to lie and be like, okay, well, I'm doing other things and I have to go to the doctor. I'm just sick. I couldn't tell them exactly what it was. If I would have told them I had kidney disease, they would have been like, all they would have heard was disease. And nobody want to hear that. They think it's contagious and it is not.
Hmm.
So I was like, okay. So I went through dialysis. I was going 3 days a week, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 3 hours a day. And at the same time going to high school. So of course that was quite tough for a 13-year-old to be going through dialysis and trying to keep up in school as well. So of course I fell behind and I had to go into homeschool for my ninth grade year. And it was kind of a relief for me because I did a lot better doing homeschool because I wasn't at an inconvenience. I didn't have to try to force myself to go to school because for those who've been on dialysis, after you receive treatment, you're tired, you're drained. And for me, I had mood swings. And I'm like, don't want to talk to nobody, don't want to see nobody, leave me alone, don't talk to me. I'm tired, I'm hurting, I'm done. I just want to go lay down, leave me alone. And through that process, I went through quite a bit of, traumatic experiences when it comes to adjusting to dialysis because it's a whole life transformation. Especially for somebody who's never been on it and to go on it as a teenager. That was very tough for me. And it was just hard for me to adjust with life. And of course I went through suicide twice because of the whole experience. It's a very traumatic experience for those who are on it, and I completely understand. But the thing is, I had a praying grandmother who always, preached the word over me and prayed over me and educated me about God and how he does everything in reasoning. And at that time, I didn't want to hear that because I'm hurting and
Yes.
why is this happening to me? Like, I feel like I was a good kid. I paid attention in school. I paid attention to my mama. I respected her. I did all of that. But you sent me down this road. Like, what did I do? So
Yeah,
I was
yeah.
very upset with God. But during the process of dialysis, I grew closer to God because He was the only one I felt like who would listen and who wouldn't judge me. Because during that process of dialysis, I had a lot of alone time. And for me, I'm an introvert. So as an introvert, I'm in my head all the time. So I've learned to pray and I've learned to, speak gratitude and think positive and stuff like that. So during the process of my dialysis, I made an ultimate promise to God. I said, okay, and I talked to God like I talked to any one of my friends. Like, okay, look, player, look, it's just me and you. I gotta holler at you. Okay, so look, if you can get me through this, I promise you, I would do everything in my power to help somebody else. I tell you, not even 6 months after that prayer, I got my kidney. And it was like a whole celebration, a whole new birthday and everything. And my father, my biological father, was my donor. He's still here with us today, so my living donor. He's doing great, kicking and still being crazy as me. So it's cool. I just saw him yesterday. He's cool working on a boat that he done bought. Always buying something. But he's doing really good. And it's an honor to, be going on to 16 years in because I know some people, don't make it this far or don't even get the opportunity to have a transplant. So, and that's one of the reasons why I created my book. Because, like I said in my prayer, I said I would do everything in my power to help somebody else. And I knew by my 10-year anniversary, I was like, okay, I think I know a little bit of something to be able to share my story now. So I think it got up until like year 12 before I started like writing. Because everywhere I look, and this is God got a sense of humor. You have a sense of humor. Because the thing was, I was, how we put stuff off. Like, okay, I'm gonna do it. God, I got it. I'm gonna do it. When I get this, I'm gonna do it. Then do it. But the thing is, when God wants you to do something, He will remind you. And the way He reminds you is through things you see. And like everywhere I looked up, I saw some about dialysis. I saw some about somebody writing a book. And then I'm like, okay. So I still wasn't paying attention. And the Lord had blessed me with dehydration. So I had to go back into the hospital. So of course I'm mad. I'm like, why? I was doing good. But I wasn't doing what I told him I would do. I was thinking about my college career or thinking about finishing high school and being with my friends and kicking it with the boys because clearly I didn't have much of a friendship with my friends because I was always in the hospital. So throughout all of that, God had blessed me, like I said, with dehydration. So right before I was discharged from the hospital, at the end of my footrest, with a foot of the bed, it was a poster on the wall that said support group next month. And I was like, okay, Lord, okay, I see you. Okay. So he's basically saying, I need you to be in this support group to help people out. I want you to share your story to help somebody. So I'm like, okay. So I went and it was amazing. Oh my God. To be able to, I was on a panel with a lot of different recipients, whether it was heart, liver, lungs, a whole bunch of different, right. And it just blew my mind on how powerful organ donation is. And that's why I always try to, push people to become donors and to help give somebody else a second chance at life because I supposed to have been gone a long time ago. But I'm very blessed to be able to be in that room and to share my version of my experience. Like you said with your book, this is your experience. All of it is our own experience. But one thing is all of our experiences matter. Just because somebody else wrote a book about their experience does not mean yours don't matter. You may have went through dialysis differently. It's like it's all of it matters. So use your voice, use your story, use what you done been through to help somebody else, because your struggle or your trials and tribulations is someone else's testimony. Okay. So I had to learn that. And so throughout that whole process, I was just everywhere I went, or everywhere I was allowed to go, I try to be able to share a piece of my story. Whatever part of my story I try to share, and to be able to be an inspiration, or um to be that person to lead by example, to show people that no matter what your adversity is, no matter what you go through, your story is important, and you too can help change somebody else's life, whether it's just one person. Imagine saving one person's life.
That's a big deal. Oh yeah.
That's it. Like it's I've just been tremendously blessed with so many opportunities in my career and in my personal life, to be able to do different things with my talent and do different things with my calling and my story. And I cannot do nothing but thank God, because it's not me. I can't take none of the credit, because if it was up to me,
Well,
I wouldn't do
Tay,
none of this.
let me ask you this: while
Uh-huh.
you was on dialysis, um, what was the hardest thing about being on dialysis? Not just when they told you was going to be on it. How did you take that news, and then how was it the experience of being on it?
Okay, so when I got the news, I was, oh, scared isn't even the word. Because my mom went through dialysis, and I remember when I was younger, she was on peritoneal dialysis at home. So I remember watching her on dialysis when I was really young. And I didn't necessarily understand what was going on at that time. So when they told me, it's like it freaked me out, because she always prepared me to, of course, take my medicine, drink my water, and to make sure my kidneys and everything is flushed out and it's good. But when I got the call, which I call it in the book, I call it the call that changed it all. When I got the call, it was like the world stopped, because now, after this point, my life would not be the same. Like, none of it will be the same. So I went through that. And once I was on dialysis, the hardest part for me was adjusting, as far as like adjusting my life around around dialysis. I think, despite, I mean, because I wouldn't say the pain, because that comes with it, but I think adjusting myself to become comfortable with coming here to treatment, having the line in my chest, and being comfortable with what's going on. That was the hardest part for me, is adjusting.
Okay, okay. Because I know in the chest, I had it in the chest too, and I know what it is to be preemie and born at 6 months and almost dying when you were born and the whole bit. But
Right.
I'm telling you, you had it there in your chest. Now, did you eventually get a graft or a fistula or anything, or experience that at all?
No, my mom have it. My mom have the graft, and she was like, she didn't want me to go through that, because I have real small arms. And so I had them on both sides. So one of them had blue, and well, blew out, and then they had to put it on the other side. That's when I made my prayer to God, like, look, if you get me through this, I do what I can to help somebody else, because I knew once they put it on the other side, there's nowhere else they can put it other than my stomach or in my arm. And I didn't want to go through that. So yeah, so I did not get the graft. I had it on the other side.
Did it poke out? I know when I went to work, mine sometimes I tried the wire, and
Uh,
I was a social worker at the time. I was a social worker
uh,
25 years, and mine, and one of the managers came over to me and said, the other manager needs you to put it away or do something better. And boy, I broke. Shouldn't have never said that. I'm like, is there discrimination going on in here?
right,
He says, oh no, Lee, now it's Lee.
right.
No, Lee, because I can be sensitive and I can, and whatever, but I don't like that. I came back early because you needed me to train two people. You didn't give me the position I was supposed to have, and I took the other position. Now you want me to train people that's higher than me, and
Mhm.
I did what you wanted. And now you want to make me feel like dirt or like a dog or something. It's just not an easy feeling. So I asked you that too because I know you're a teenager, and I know sometimes when the kids don't understand what you're dealing with or going through, a kid called me the other day and said, "Oh, you got a robot arm," and I'm trying to talk to the kid and everything like that. He told me that on Friday when I was at the thing, and I love kids, so I said, okay, whatever it is, I'm alive.
Right.
Whether it's a robot arm or your arm or any other arm.
I'm
His
here.
mother laughed, but she said she knew he was trying to be funny, and I knew it too. But you got to deal with kids the way they are, where they act. So I knew he was that type because he kept bothering me at the table, starting things with me, not just about my arm, but he was staring at it. When every time I see people staring at it, I give a whole lesson or a whole thing on it,
Right.
or I talk about it or make some jokes, but give some truths up in that piece. You know what I mean? So did it bring any attention to any of your friends, or did you tell anybody on the sneak tip or the side, or did you just like try to hide it because it's hard to hide because the shirt pulls?
Right. So I had to, mine definitely poked out. And that was one of the things that was hard for me as a teenager, of course, in school, because children are nosy. And when they find something they're curious about, they want to see. So I had to deal with trying to hide it, always like wearing a jacket or something so it won't budge as much. Because the more layers I had on, the more transparent it was. So I tried everything in me to hide it. I never talked about it because I knew they wouldn't understand it. I mean, even me, I didn't really understand it because
Yes.
all these big medical terms they saying, like, I don't know what this is. All I know is I'm on this machine that takes my blood, cleans my blood, and put it back, and it makes me nauseous. It makes me sick. I do this 3 times a week for 3 hours, and I go home. That's all I know. I didn't know why it was doing it. I didn't know none of that stuff. So I didn't even bother trying to explain it to them because I didn't even fully, accept it or understood what was going on. I
Well,
just knew
that's
it was different.
understandable.
Yeah.
That's understandable. Now, in the dialysis center, were you in there with other children that you maybe could have shared this
Yeah.
experience or gave you a tidbit about it? Because maybe some of them were dealing with the same thing or was past dealing with that.
Yes. And it's funny because I just talked to the same clinic yesterday because I'm in the process of doing a giveaway on my 16th anniversary, giving away 100 books to the hospital. So I'm super proud about that. But yeah, so when I was in the hospital or at Le Bonheur, I was at Le Bonheur, and they had this thing called Camp Okawina. It's a crazy name, but it was basically it was basically a kidney camp, and I've never heard because I always wanted to go to camp, but I knew I couldn't because of my situation, and I didn't want to. I already be ostracized enough, um, and I didn't want to add more to the fuel, so I just didn't go. But for kidney camp, I didn't go to the first one, but I went to the second one, and this camp changed the trajectory of my life. And when I say that it is, and that's why, and we was talking yesterday, Lisa, when I was out on the track, but representation is so important because I was able to be there with other African American or Black kids who was on dialysis, and to see other kids that look like me going through this made it feel more comfortable, and I was able to relax because I'm not alone. When I'm with the kids at school or at the other camps, there's nobody like me. Yes, there's a lot of Black people, but no one here understands what dialysis is or know what that's about. And I didn't want to have to constantly explain myself over and over and over again. So to be able to be at a camp where they let kids be kids, like, it was so nice, and I really want to partner with them and probably expand it or do something with them because that camp needs to be everywhere. But it changed my life, and we went to the swimming pool. That's where I was like, hold up, hold on, what y'all doing? But they was out in the water. They had their lines wrapped, and they was out there just living life, and I was like, what is holding me back? And I took my shirt off. I was nervous at first. I was like, okay, ain't nobody watching me. Okay. And I just got in the water and I was able to be free. And it was so
Freedom.
refreshing. Yeah.
Well, That's beautiful. What's the name of the camp? Do they still have it, or
Yes,
maybe
they
we can get
still
one
do it.
started?
Yes,
Yeah,
so they
I
definitely
would
still
like
do it.
that information. Because I sometimes I go to different places that deal with kids and children. I also donate. Um, I donate my children's book to
Yes,
that, but the other one, the teenagers or anybody.
yeah,
But I said that too to say this. So my brother used to go to a blind camp. So I guess
mhm,
if they made a blind one, they can make any other kind of camp. You know what I'm saying?
exactly.
But it's good they
Mhm,
would have one for that because you have to be sensitive about the water and
right.
stuff like that, and the thing, and for the peritoneal,
Yeah.
the
Hmm.
catheters and stuff like that. And that's beautiful that they did that and that
Yes,
you were
that
able
was
to experience that.
yes.
Unforgettable, huh?
Yeah, it was life changing because there at that camp, and it was just a week long. That's it. At that camp, I was able to find my voice and to realize that it's okay to be me because there's other people out there that are like me. If I didn't go to that camp, I wouldn't have experienced that, and I would feel like I'm alone. So it's like that changed my life. And I got to go back there and talk to those kids and to give out books and to volunteer whatever I can do. If I have to start some that's closer to Memphis or in other states, I'm whatever I need to do, I want to do that because that is needed.
It really is. It
Yeah.
really is because children when they sick, they have a fit about some things, and they don't always listen to the parents. I used to hear people that had children that was diabetics, or people even that child was on dialysis, and sometimes they didn't listen and passed away or got worse or was in intensive care because
Right.
they wanted to be free, like you said. They
Yeah.
wanted to be with their friends. They stuck and ate candy. They wanted to be accepted,
Right.
and that gets to
Yeah.
me because I love children. I deal with children
Yeah.
in prison, and I teach religious studies there. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? So my
It,
God,
it, it definitely it
so
gets me too. Even now, I definitely want kids, and all to be able to be around kids is just so nice. Now, I will say, for my friends who may be watching, they know I don't like infant children. I need to know what you saying because I can't speak the Google Gaga stuff, and I don't want to try to guess what you want. So I'm like by 6 to 8. Okay, we good. But the thing is, I love how, like you said, to be accepted, and they made us feel like kids. And they knew we was gonna go swimming. They knew we was gonna be out doing scavenger hunts and playing out in the mud. They showed us how to protect our lawns. They wrapped it for us, and everything. It was children out there who had hemodialysis, peritoneal dialysis, heart transplants, lung trans, all types. And to be around that community was powerful. And I would definitely never forget that experience.
well, I'm glad you did not die. I'm
Yes.
glad that you weren't able to kill yourself. I know what that is like, as a teenager. People were dying all around me, and I just, to a teenager, some things seem so heavy and
Yeah.
so serious, and sometimes grown-ups don't get that when it's
Right.
bothering you and you're trying to talk about it and stuff like that. But I'm glad you're still here and was
Yeah.
here. Now, how did you know? Was it a surprise to you when your father gave you the kidney? Did you shop around for other kidneys or put things out there to bring awareness so people can donate to you?
So we did not put anything else out there. I'm not even sure if I was on the list, but I think their first option was to let's see who's close or in my family that was possibly a match. And I think my dad was one of the first, if not the first person that they tested because we look almost like identical twins. And we was very close. When I got my transplant, my creatinine was like 0.1. So it was like almost perfect. And the thing, like when you was talking about the parents who have the kids that may be on dialysis or going through diabetes, I was blessed to have a mother who went through dialysis. So she was like my coach because she was like, look, you're gonna go through this, it's gonna hurt, you're gonna cry. Do what you gotta do, cry, but come on, we gotta go. And I think that's one of the things that I would take from her, and I do it as I mentor other teenagers or other people that I coach or whatever. Is it can come off very blunt sometimes, but trust me, it's all out of love. I've been here. I know what it feels like. I know. Trust me. I know. But the thing is, you can't stay there. Get your few minutes. You cry. Get it all out. Cry. Whatever you want to do.
Here's
Give
a
yourself
tissue.
those few minutes.
I
Do that.
love you. Yes.
But when you're done, we got to keep going because this thing don't stop. You have to. One thing I try to do is everything that I do is I try to shift the perspective of people and to look at it from a different perspective. Because my thing was I always like we were talking yesterday. I always see Caucasian people in the business of kidney transplant, but I don't see us as far as like black people. Like I see us in the clinics getting the treatments, but I don't see any of us that's representing as far as telling our stories or being, people to show that okay, we go through this. And I'm in the South. It's the highest in the South. High blood pressure. Hello, it runs in us. So it's like we go through that, and it's like I wanted to be that person to show us young people because when I was on dialysis, the thing for me is I didn't see nobody who looked like me, and I was like, how am I supposed to look up to anybody? There's no one who looked like me. Like I don't have nobody to look up to. So I promised myself that when I get to that position or I get to that time, I will be that person I wish I had growing up for somebody else.
Love it.
And that's I try to live my life on that path. Every time I get an opportunity to speak about my story, no matter what part of my story is, or my sexuality, no matter what, if I can help, here it is. Take it, use it however you need it. Because I wish I had somebody like me back then.
Well, a lot of times I hated to say that sometimes we wait till we sick or near death to get involved or make a decision, and you be trying to catch it before that. You say, I'm doing this kidney work because of that. I'm giving you this paper, this pamphlet, this flyer, this
Yeah.
book. I'm giving you, I do skits, and I try everything to get it out there. I tell the whole truth about myself, my mouth, my kidney disease, you know what I mean? A sore or whatever it is, I'll tell it. But you do all you can do, and you put it out there, hoping somebody would bite and they could get reeled in a good way.
Right.
You know what I mean? But what I love that you're young. You know what I mean? And you're out there.
Yeah.
And you're still out there, and you're still doing things and making it happen. You're an actor.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? What projects are you working on?
Right now, my movie Timothy, which I'm super excited about. We have our final private screening this Wednesday, which don't nobody know yet, but we just sold out yesterday. So I'm super excited about that. I haven't even told the cast people yet, but we sold out, and I'm super excited about that. But basically, Timothy is a movie talking along the lines of the Black church and the gay community or the LGBTQ plus community. And it's such a tough story to tell. And my thing was for me being an openly gay male as well, to be able to share a piece of my story that was so close to Timothy, it was an honor to be able to portray that character because like I said, I went to suicide twice. So I got to relive those moments in the movie so the character could be authentic. And right now, so far, we're in multiple film festivals. And as at this moment today, we have won 21 awards so far. So it's been a tremendous journey. And I'm so excited to see what the Lord has for it next. And outside of Timothy, I have another short film that I'm working on later. And I want to say we start filming in August. It'll be called Ruin. And other than that, I will be in a stage play at the end of the last weekend in July, first weekend in August, where it's called Friends. It's a Friends of Georgia's production, where I'm in my character, my drag character called Miss Coco Collins, which a lot of my supporters know her. And if you follow me, you see her pop up every now and again. But it's to be able to bring that comedy back into because I love comedy. and it's just
I
a
love comedy.
interesting. Yes, so those are what I'm working on as far as acting go.
Wow. Now, one thing, what was the congratulations? What was the kidney disease that you said you got, passed down to you? What was the name of
Yes,
it?
it was I think my mom was like not narcotics.
Is it a long
Oh,
word, a short word?
I can't think of what it is. I know
Polycystic?
nephritis.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, that
Uh,
because
uh,
that word is. I'm like it's an N word.
Itis?
It's nephritis.
That's
So
the that's
that's
the
what
whole word that she gave
that's
you?
what my mom tell me. So
Mm.
that's what she said. So yeah, because it's nephritis that because they are
Okay.
asking like what was it? So it was that came from her to me. But thing is, it came to me, but it didn't go to my other brother. So
It happens sometimes because
yeah,
I got polycystic kidney disease from my father, and
okay,
even though some of my siblings were on dialysis, one got on because of diabetes, but it
uh-huh,
was six of them. Six
yeah,
of us that got on dialysis. So that kidney disease was it. But I looked in a book, and it has so many diseases in there that deal with the
yeah,
kidneys. I said, wow, how you only know yours and maybe a few
right.
others.
And
And
that's
you
why I
said
had to
what?
educate
I
myself.
almost wanted to talk about that or bring if they had any foundations on those type of things to bring them on the show or talk
Right.
about it. That's the new thing I've been trying to do is do panel shows, with doctors and nurses and and stuff like that and
Good.
teachers and things, so we can talk about some things that bother the kids and the diabetes and their nutrition
Right,
and stuff
right.
like that.
Mhm.
But wow. But going through this from a kid and being a man and then still having a kidney all of this time, did you have any issues with your transplant? Anything with the pills, taking a lot of them, or any drawbacks, or all wonderful things?
For me again, like I said, my mother was like a coach, so it wasn't nothing like a surprise for me because she already told me what was going to happen. Like and that kind of helped ease the scare for me because like I don't like surprises at all.
Okay. Yeah,
Like
yeah.
whether it's surprise birthday parties or any like surprise illness or any, I don't like surprises. Period. I like to
What that
know what
surprise illness? Ooh. Yeah.
I like to know what's what's ahead. So no, I didn't necessarily have any problems because like I said, my mom, she was like, okay, when you come from dialysis, you're gonna feel like this. When you come from surgery, you're gonna feel like this. But one thing that I commend her on is after my surgery, they wanted me to of course walk around the hospital to get used
Absolutely.
to the kidney. I didn't
Hey,
want to do that. I was tired, I was hurting because I had staples. And she was like, we gotta go. Remember, like, no, come on, we gotta go. We gotta get to walking. And I was mad at her because I
people
just wanted
shirt.
to lay down and sleep. But she wasn't having that. So yeah, but with the medicine, it wasn't much of a problem for me. Like I said, I was one of the lucky ones. Because I know a lot of people who have like certain problems. But just thinking about it, prednisone was I think my only problem medication.
Mm.
And the thing was I didn't plump up or gain weight because I think my mom said she gained weight from prednisone. But for me, it had me seeing stuff.
Really?
Like if I'm in the doorway or something, it seemed like somebody run past the doorway and they would have me going crap. Like, did you see that? So
I
we
know
of
what you're
course
talking about, don't you?
are like, we're gonna have to get up off this pill
I
because
never talked
no.
about it. I ain't mad at you.
And now I stay by myself, so I don't play none of that. Uh, if I
It
who
wasn't
up
your
in
nerves, huh?
here?
Oh my God, it wasn't your nerves.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Well, at
Yeah.
least you don't have bone joint disease. I had developed that. I developed diabetes. I never had diabetes in my whole life. I'm like, what?
Yeah.
Another illness or sickness are added to the chart. The blood of Jesus, the devil's a liar.
Right.
But you deal with the hand that you have, and
Right.
sometimes you might be in tears, you might be on your knees, you might be on the floor,
Right.
but
Face
God will
down.
see you through it. You know what I mean? You're
Yeah.
gonna be mad, you don't like it. Oh boy, you're angry. Sometimes you don't even talk. Won't eat.
I've been there. When I tell you dialysis, and that's why I have like the subtitle is my journey through kidney disease and how it blessed my life. Because a
You
lot of
gonna give
people
me
be
that
like,
book? I got my money, honey.
I'm
I want
I'm
my
a,
book.
I'm gonna get you one, bro. So it's and when people see it, they be like, how kidney disease blessed your life? What? I thought it was. I was like, what you want me to say? How it hindered my life?
Wow.
What message is that?
Yeah, yeah.
Like, no, you take your negative and you turn it into a positive. So I look at me getting or being diagnosed with kidney disease was a blessing because if I didn't get that, what would I be doing? What would I be? Like, I'm very proud of the kidney community because they helped me become true to myself and to love all of me because I was a mess. I didn't, like I said, I
Madness.
didn't want to live. I could, it was too much. And to
It's a
be
lot
able
to
to
take
have
on.
right. And like you said, oh, like I said, when I was on dialysis, that's when I got the closest to God because I knew my grandmother always told me when you don't know what to do, just lean on him. And as a teenager, I'm like, look, I ain't trying to hear all that. What do I need to do? Is it a certain prayer I need to pray? Like, is it certain special words? Look, could abracadabra or something? Could we get through this? But the thing was, I end up, I don't know about you guys, but I have dreams where I'm just like talking with God. And
Talk to
it'll
him
be
all
a,
the time.
right. So it'll be a dream. And the thing is, it's like I'm just on the clouds. It's nothing. This cloud, like, you know how you ride in a plane and you just up there on the cloud? Above the clouds or whatever. The dream is just like that, and you will hear the voice. And it used to freak me out, but now I understand when I have those, God is trying to tell me something. And in this dream, he told me, and this is what I tell my supporters all the time. He said, always believe in yourself because I know I believe in you. I woke up from the dream, I wrote it down, and I was like, that's what I need. Every time I'm feeling discouraged, every time I feel like I can't go no more, remember, God said, always believe in yourself because he believed in me. Now, if that's the only person we need to believe in us. But the thing is, I had to learn if you don't believe in yourself, how do you expect somebody else to believe in you? So
But I
you
can
have
read
to
that.
believe in yourself. But even if you don't, God do. So keep going. He has a purpose and a plan for your life. You may not know it yet, because I
I couldn't
promise you.
see it. He did a lot of things for me, gave me the good husband and everything like that, gave me jobs, took care of me when wasn't working, you know what I
Hmm.
mean? And even when my parents died. But I never thought that when they was reeling me into the operating room, to put the fistula in and my chest because they had gave me dialysis on the groin. Don't do it there, Shondo. So I heard God say, I want you to witness the miracles. I said, you promised me I'd never be on dialysis. What am I doing on this? And he said, I want you to witness a miracle. Who knew a show would be birthed? Who knew books would be birthed? Who knew I would meet so many people? So many people would be in my life. I would be in their life. We'd be a blessing to each other. We'd
Yes,
be a force and an army and survivors,
yes.
working together and banding together to educate the people that don't know about us, don't care to know some of them, not everybody, or don't want to
Hmm.
know or scared to know. I met people scared, and all these don't come with that kidney stuff. Oh, I don't know. Oh, I don't.
Right,
But
right.
eventually, I'll get them. Or eventually, whether it's the flyer, whether it's the skit, whether it's the song, the prayer, whatever it is, oh, they're gonna be God. You know what I
Oh
mean?
yeah,
The education is coming out there to you and
oh
for
yeah.
you. And I know we all running the same race. That's why I don't believe in all the kidney shows and podcasts and stuff being competition. We
Right.
all in this
No.
thing together to help other people. It
Right.
ain't about that. You know what I mean?
Right. It's
So
about, like I said, I always look at people who are doing similar things as me as, we're in the same boat. Like, why do, and I can only speak on us black people because I'm only black. And right. And with us, it's like it's so hard for us to work together because everybody is always in competition. Why? What's this gonna help? Like, everybody experience, life experience, whatever it is, your experience is different. Like I can't tell Lisa Baxter's story. I can't be Lisa Baxter, and you can't be me. Even though both of us have went through dialysis, we have our own experience. But the thing is, both of our experience is equal. It's not this. And the thing is, the more experience and exposure we have opens that realm for somebody who maybe like me or maybe like you can look at that as inspiration. Remember, like I said, to see somebody like you is important because, like when I was 13, I didn't have nobody to look up to. If I had me back then, it would be so much easier. Like, okay, I can get through this because I didn't see nobody who has been through dialysis, who had a transplant, and living their careers successfully. I didn't see
But
that.
at the kidney walks, I was surprised to see so many people of different races with PKD.
Uh
I
huh.
mean, I saw everybody, Asian, Caucasian, you name it, whatever color it was all out there.
Uh-huh.
But that doesn't get much love. You see a handful of people, but when I go to the National Kidney Foundation walk, it'd be 1,000 of us out there,
Right.
and I
Right.
feel so hurt about that because that I'm happy that that kidney thing is going, but what about the other one that gets little nothing?
Yeah.
And same thing with get your rear end gift for colon cancer that I do for my husband. They had a nerve to put them on the same day. So how could I support both? I've been trying, so I would take turns, but they both
Uh-huh.
don't have enough people or have enough anything. So I would tape, I would film, I would talk about it, put it out there, trying to make it grow, get it to grow. I don't know, but all you
Right.
can do is your best and do what you can. You know what I mean? And I'm glad that you had a stern coach because all of us can't be sweet. Some people need that. Oh,
Right.
Lisa, come on.
Right. That ain't you
Now
can't be
say,
like that.
girl, get up. You go on the dial. I don't want to hear, you know. So whatever it takes to get them in the chair, I do a skit about the chair, in the chair or to the place, you got to do that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's what it's all about. And is there anything we might have forgotten or anything that you want to say that you didn't get to say before I have you to give your shout out? Or to encourage somebody out there that might be young, dealing with the same things that you've dealt with. And I want you to be able to talk to that person out there, show them some love, some encouragement, give
Mhm.
them what they need to push them all the way
Yes.
through.
Well, as far as any other questions, you've done everything and more. It's just been us an honor to just be in your presence and to be here. Um, as far as giving inspiration for other young people who are going through this, um, what you're going through is necessary. Okay. I know it might be scary. I know. I've been there. But look at me now. I'm coming on 16 years post transplant and I'm doing good. But I also understand that everyone is not going to get a kidney transplant, and that's okay. But what I want you to realize is okay, if you're one of those people who are not going to get a kidney transplant, that's fine. If you want to be successful in your life, you have to put forth the effort. But you say, well, hey, I'm on dialysis. I'm here 3 days a week. And how am I supposed to do this and do this? And I'm always at the dialysis unit. Okay, look, what are you doing after dialysis? Now, of course, you maybe go get something to eat and take a nap. You just go to dialysis 3 days a week. What you doing with those other 2 days? If you want something to happen in your life, if you want to be great, if you want to be successful, you have to do that. So you have to suck it up. Whether you having a mood swing, whether you feeling nauseous, sit down, suck a little bit to kind of gain your consciousness, or stop your head from spinning or whatever. But you have to put forth the work. You have to do it. If you want it, you have to make it happen. No one is going to do it for you. You can have all the supporters in the world, but remember, everybody has their own life. Everybody's working towards something. Everybody wants to be the better version of themselves. So, what are you going to do about your life? And I refuse to be another statistic to just get a transplant and okay, don't finish school. Because I've heard so many people who saying those who've been through dialysis, they don't continue their education. I refuse to be a statistic. That's why I have my master's degree. Now I understand school ain't for everybody either. But the thing is, what is it that you want to do with your life? It's up to you to make it happen. No excuses. No excuses. Google is at everybody's fingertips. You can learn any skill you want. Find a network, find a group of people, find your tribe, those people who are like minded. Find your tribe, find those people because if you don't put in the work, you ain't gonna go nowhere. Okay? So remember, always believe in yourself because I know and God knows He believes in you. You can do it. You can do it.
Love it. You better go ahead now. I ain't mad at you. Come on here. What? Wow, 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 wow. I love it. I truly do.
Yeah.
Man, oh man, oh man, you know. And I even say to all the graduates out there, happy graduation.
Yes.
Whether from preschool all the way to college, we are proud of you on the Lisa Baxter Show. Whoop whoop, you matter and we care and we are proud and we love you. All the young people up out there. That's right. You know,
and I'm talking the shout out. I mean, the quick shout out, of course, to you. Thank you for doing what you do. You're amazing, amazing. You are such a gem in the community, and I thank you so much. To all of my supporters and my friends and family, everybody who's watching or will watch later on the other broadcast. Thank you so much for all the support and love, and just for anybody. I just want to encourage everybody to believe in yourself and to go after what you want. You deserve it. You're worth it. Don't let nobody tell you anything because they told me that. They told me I couldn't be no actor. You can't do that. You can't go to this college. We don't do that. Yes, it may take us a little bit longer to get there. Sometimes for normal people, whatever that is, it takes them A to B to get there. For us, it may take A, B, C, D to get there, but that's okay. The thing is, you get there. That's all that matters. All that matters. And I'm gonna shut up because I would go into a whole sermon. But yes,
preach on. But I do appreciate you coming on the show. I thank you for putting it all out there. I thank you for all the amazing work that you do. I want my book, you know, and I know you're gonna.
I got you right here.
You know, woo, woo. I'm glad, you know. So you have an amazing, blessed night, a fantabulous night. Thank you. I noticed your testimony is going to go out there to many, and even the work that you do. So you keep doing your thing. You know, I know your parents are proud of you, and I will say thank you, parents. Parents rule. Mom, dad, the coach, the one who gave out the kidney. I ain't mad at you. Come on here, Donut. Whoop, whoop. You know, so yeah, you got a team on your side, and they all in your family. I ain't mad at that. That's a beautiful thing. You know, but you have a fantabulous night, Tay. And thank you once again, man. Thank you.
Right. Can I give you one more thing? It's if you want to follow me, you can visit ARTaviusVeasey.com. You can see my name here. ARTaviusVeasey.com, or you can follow me on social media at ARTaviusVeasey, or on Facebook, Tay Veasey, TayVeasey. But both ARTavius Veasey and Tay Veasey will show up. So that's where you can follow me. And of course, the website, ARTaviusVeasey.com. So, and that's it. Thank you guys so much. I appreciate it.
Woo! Thank you. And I'm going to wrap the show up. I'm glad Steve let us go on a little more and a little longer, you know, but I would like to say V for victory. You guys keep doing what you're doing out there. Thank you for sharing and caring and loving on the Lisa Baxter Show and Urban Health and everything else and everybody else that's out there that's doing a show. Show some love to them as well because they are many. Good night. God bless. I love you. And I'll see you next week. Peace.
Y'all ready for this? Yeah. My girl, and say, this is the Lisa Baxter Show, giving you the 411 in the kidney one. My girl, and say, this is
by my side. CJ Ike, now I gotta roll with ice. Cold, these brothers my guys. Know that they fly, know that they ride or die. I keep boys by my side. CJ Ike, now I gotta roll with ice. Ride or die, 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 ride or die. Cold, these brothers my guys. Know that they fly, know that they ride or die. I keep boys by my side. CJ Ike, now I gotta ride or die.